Hey, it is the Raw wrap-up. Mike Sorg here at Sorgatron on the Twitters for WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Big ups to our friends such as ProWrestlingTees.com. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WMS. Check out our Spreadshirt shop over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Support the show. All kinds of friends and partners going on there. Click on them and tell your friends if you are enjoying the conversation we have as such here right now. So, like I said, I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitters. With me is Mad Mike from Poughkeepsie, New York, on the line.
Sorg, I have all this extra energy from the awesome match and main event at Raw.
It was a slow build. That's how you draw up a Raw to make me excited towards the end. Is that right? By boring the crap out of me in the first hour and a half.
Ooh, no, that's not how you do it.
No, that's not how you do it. That's not booking 101. Nope. You know, I started to get apologetic. You know what? I do this because I really think that everybody involved in the production of Monday Night Raw, I still think at certain points, as Vince Russo says, there's no excuse for the poor writing that's been on there lately. But at a certain point, as far as the commentators, as far as some of the workers that are stretching matches out until 2 segments, like I feel like Barrett R-Truth shouldn't have been a 2-segment match per se. As far as the announcers go, I think after you're doing a 3-hour show like this and awkward stuff, and they have whatever agendas, we saw that tonight when they went to the car and re-explained the situation with Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins in the middle and towards the end of this last match. Like somebody on the headset was like, "Oh, don't forget to talk about Seth Rollins and how he's in like somewhere on the streets of Chicago having a corn dog or something." I don't know. Is that, do they know for corn dogs? Is that what's up there? I can't recall.
Deep dish pizza, Chicago.
Corn dog. It's not a real city, right?
Sure.
Nobody's listening to this from Chicago because they're all Raw right now watching the dark match. I don't know. Do they have a dark match after that? How do you have a dark match after that one?
Probably Bray Wyatt and Kane versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, probably something like that. Kane, surprising, he better come out with a lay if he's on the dark match. Like he's straight like, I just landed from Hawaii and boy are my arms tired. Thanks, Kane.
If Kane gets a fake baked tan next week, I think comes out with giant yellow.
It needs to be, but it's still like a farmer's tan.
Oh yeah, of course. Like he just, just gets his arms.
But all the farmer's tan is as if he's wearing the old Kane outfit, like complete with holes for the mask and everything. I mean, I really wanted, like, they were on their way to Japan anyways. He was in the main event of that Beast from the East. They couldn't have stopped off in Hawaii and done some vignettes, but okay, the photoshops were entertaining.
He was in the last match. He wasn't in the main event.
I know. Oh, no. And we'll talk about that on the show probably tomorrow, but I really think that was booked in the same way as a Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the strong stuff was more up front. Anyways. Aside from that, but Raw tonight.
Speaking of the strong stuff not being up front, Raw tonight was booked a little more traditionally as far as those things go. Well, let's talk about the other thread that, again, we're reminded of in this amazing main event that we'll talk about at length, I think, tomorrow. We're kind of putting together an idea of a conversation to have there. But still, Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, I love that they came out with axe handles, and he just comes out with a couple of axes. Mm-hmm.
But...
Brock bought back access to stick fights.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, generally, I enjoyed. I thought that was good. The car was a good spectacle, and you knew it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen last week. I'm glad they gave them a week to detail the car with camouflage and have some stuff. Again, I feel like we could have done a bit more. The sticker's still in the window from last week, guys. Who rides around for a week with a sticker in the window? But I don't know.
Part of me hopes Jamie Noble tries to drive that around.
Yeah, like he's still driving it next week. I don't know, with his one good arm now.
Yes. Well, he's got a lean on. Sorg.
Oh yeah, he's rolling back. Says I got my lean on, Nydia. Speaking of the commentary team tonight, great references to how he had to visit his family in, I don't know, Kentucky or something, they said, I'm sure. And there's a lot of them, and he had to visit them several times for some reason. So there was that. But anyways, but no, I thought that was a lot of fun. I really did think that was a lot of fun. I think I really kind of builds that up and Brock just kind of going nuts. And man, Brock is agile.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I am impressed. Like you forget about that, but he like hopped that ring and hopped that railing like nothing. They're like, that is a big dude.
He absorbed some of Kofi Kingston's powers in Japan.
Yes,
That's how things work over there.
It's just like Highlander, man. It's just like Highlander. He even absorbed a little bit of Big E. So you know they could have put him on the mic a little bit tonight or something. So
if he started clapping, I was gonna lose my mind.
Great. He just replaces Xavier Woods on that new video game channel they just started. So yeah. But no, I thought that was fine. As far as other matches go, we had a women's match. I had a weird digital glitch on the first like 30 minutes of watching Raw tonight, so it was a little weird on my end.
So do you want to know what you missed?
I know I caught the majority of the Church of Brock Lesnar speech.
Yep, and that's all you need to see.
That was tremendous. I am a disciple, but other than that, we had ladies, I guess, involved. You know, I am intrigued though, and you guys were having the question of who would you have come up, one from NXT, maybe one from the main roster, to team up with Paige, which it has to lead to that at some point. We can't just keep laying out Paige week after week after week. It just gets ridiculous.
Well, but I mean, they can do that until Nikki gets to AJ's title record.
I guess so, but well, in the meantime, they can soften it up with like some 3-on-3 matches or something like that, right? Like it maybe at the pay-per-view. And you brought up like who you bring up from NXT and then one from the main roster, and that becomes like Team Paige against this Team Bellas. When's the last time we've had a faction like this? Have we had women's factions like this? Like,
do you count Lay Cool?
No, I mean, but
do you count Vince?
I count a faction more than two girls.
Okay, PMS. Vince's Angels, which was Tori, Victoria, and Candice.
They had 3?
Yes.
Okay. That I didn't remember.
They absolutely had 3.
Okay. But still, not as effectual as this, you know. Listen, they didn't dress the same. That's where you got me.
Sure.
Matching outfits. I'm all about the matching outfits. Then it's an official faction, right? Like I always had a problem with the Twin Towers because they just dress completely different.
That was a random place to take that, Sork.
What? That's the problem. The Rockers dressed the same. Even when the Mega Powers were together, they both wore Hulk Hogan yellow. You know what I mean? And Mega Powers on the butts, like they matched up. Hulk Hogan, like mixed it up. You know, you got Macho Hogan going on there. Even Elizabeth, you know.
As you can tell, there was not much to talk about Raw tonight.
Well, okay, let's talk about that main event then. Of course, there's some other okay stuff in there as well. You know, we had wrestling.
Was there? Was there? Because I can't think of a single.
Oh, Dallas did a thing.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo, Basil.
But anyways,
New Day and the Lucha Dragons had a good match.
Right. Yes, they did. But of course, then we had it was one of those like. Hey, I think I tweeted like they did the Brock Lesnar car thing, and I'm like this is like 9. It's like 10 o'clock. What the heck are they doing for a main event? Like I couldn't think of any thread that ends up in the main event at this point. I was also very tired at the time, and then you realize it's like I was like, it's 10:35. Oh, they're going. And Cesaro came out, and you're like, they're giving us time. This is going to be our main event. OMG.
And I was hoping and I was praying to Santa and to Papa Noel, to Father Christmas, to ZZ from Tough Enough. I was praying to everyone that John would have just said, you know what? It's an open challenge. Let's all fight.
You can't do that on you can't do that on the Raw. No. You do that for the pay-per-view. I think that ends up being the pay-per-view in general.
No, I don't think so.
Not with the pin, probably not. No. If it was another false finish here, if Owens would have gotten involved a little earlier, it'd be a 3-way. It would absolutely.
I was praying for a false finish.
No.
I was praying for one.
Maybe we get a 3-way at SummerSlam. Maybe it keeps going. You know.
If we get a 3-way at SummerSlam, guess who's going to try and get tickets to go to SummerSlam?
There you go.
That'll happen.
Hell, I'm trying to think if it's worth going to the house show this Saturday in town just because they're doing John Cena and Kevin Owens at a house show. I mean, could be, $20 nosebleeds. Why not?
I don't blame you.
You can try some stuff out. You think he's been good? He's probably been working Cesaro and Owens just consistently on the house show circuit. So he's trying all this stuff out that we're seeing on Raw and on the pay-per-views. And I don't want to get too big into like the evolution of John Cena here, because I think we're gonna have I want to get the other guys in here, but I definitely want to get your thoughts real quick on that, Mad Mike. What do you think about? I mean, Cesaro freaking delivered, and John Cena's giving these guys a platform.
I loved the match, but I forget who said it when we were talking. John Cena needs to lose the U.S. title on one of these open challenges, and not at the pay-per-view.
But I think that kills the momentum.
No, it legitimizes the open challenge.
That's true too. You have to have title changes.
Like
when is the last?
I want him to lose it the night after Battleground.
Right. When is the last time they did have a title change on Raw?
Oh, it's been a while.
Exactly. And I think that has taken away and I understand, I think they're re-pushing things that, all this cool stuff happens over here. But then you're having like the Tokyo things like, well, hey, the cool thing kind of happened at a house show. And you have the Rock thing where it's like something really cool happened at this house show here, which really kind of helps that market too, which I think the numbers have generally been flattening across all of those. So they need to generate excitement in general. I'm really surprised how much references to things that happen on house shows are happening on the Raw pre-show. They were almost calling SAJ. Corey Graves was teasing Otunga because Otunga came back in action last night, and he kept saying, "Oh yeah, how did you do last night?" He's like, "I looked great out there." He's like, "Yeah, but did you win?" And he kept like teasing him for the rest of it, and they never mentioned like who. And he's actually like, "Hey, anybody out there, tweet me on who beat him last night. Who's got the win-loss record for last night at the house show." Or live event, I guess they're calling them on the network and stuff like that. But and side note, this is not really Raw, but the Raw pre-show has been very watchable lately. I don't know if you have been, but you're at this point where Scott Stanford, Corey Graves, and David Tunga just have a really good flow. And I just, if I have nothing else going on, I don't have anything with enough time on Hulu or Netflix that I can kind of fit in there, I just kind of pop it on while I'm tinkering with whatever. And I'm like, this is actually kind of entertaining. And if you don't know, that's some kind of green screen something or other they're doing behind them with an interesting 3D set. I'm very fascinated by that right now. I'm like, look at it. I was like, wow, that set really got big. That's not real. As you see stuff float in and stuff from the sides, I'm like, but it's all like it moves with them. Like the perspective of whatever the screen is whatever the camera is. So it looks like it belongs a little bit more, which is funny because I actually have some of those capabilities with the software that we use for the show every week. I just don't push the envelope. I only have so much computing power down here, so but of course they have a higher end whatever. But
so you'd be okay with switching the Raw pre-show team and the Raw announce team?
I think that's different. No. Well, I'd love to see them try. I'd love to see that trio. But I guess Scott Stanford has done ringside. Oh, but yeah. You know what would be great is if they split up the teams. Didn't Nitro used to do this where the first hour was this set of guys and then this replace, or maybe I'm thinking old Raw or something like that.
No, Nitro did.
It was Nitro?
Yeah.
Especially on those 3-hour shows. I really think you just gotta switch those guys up. I think Saxton is good. Saxton kind of brings a little bit of freshness to it, and I think he's good and he fits in and he goes along with things. And that they split up Lawler and JBL is good. That helps freshen things up as well. But even taking, let's have a Tunga Graves, in Cole instead, because Cole's the Rock here. He's going to be right. I was actually surprised he wasn't on SmackDown. I noticed this weekend. I don't think I'd watched him in a couple weeks.
That's because he was out going to Japan.
Did he go to Japan?
No, he didn't.
No, they did stuff remote. I thought for that.
Yeah, they did.
It's why they weren't at ringside. It was why set them out? It makes sense. It's cost effective. So it wasn't a big event. It was just like, we're throwing some cameras in here, and that's really maybe lighting it up a little better than usual, and we're good to go. But anyways, that's not about Raw. This is about Raw. We're done talking about Raw. It was
there wasn't much to talk about.
No.
Watch the first segment. Watch the last segment.
I tell you what, you'll be well served if you hop on Hulu and you watch that 90-minute version. You're probably gonna be well okay with that, because most of that's gonna be that last match.
And Sorg, for something new and different, Randy Orton came back and fought with Sheamus.
Make me believe, man. Make me care. That's my my challenge to WWE. I mean, I don't hate Orton. I don't hate Sheamus, but for some reason, when they go, I go.
They've said these two hate each other. I ask a simple question: why? And no one gives me an answer.
No, they don't.
They've never established a reason.
No, they just fight and they punch each other a lot.
It wasn't like Sheamus cost Orton the Money in the Bank match.
He knocked him off the ladder like 3 people before he won.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't
it was Neville. It was, if anything, it should be Neville that is feuding with Sheamus.
And
Neville was the last guy.
Oh, they did have a match a week or two afterwards with Neville, and it still was like, what's happening here? And I don't know what's going on with Sheamus with that kind of stuff. It just, I don't know. He just seems like he's off his step.
No, I think they just realized that, oh no, we're having Battleground in Randy Orton's hometown, and we haven't booked Randy Orton for anything. Randy Orton fight this?
I'm not talking about the story. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about in ring. Like what did I say last week? He took on Roman Reigns, and I'm like, oh, good. I like watching these two punch each other. Make me like this again. And it almost got me there, and it didn't. It didn't. I don't know.
Did it get you this week because they ran the same match?
No, not really. Not really. No, not really.
That's because Roman Reigns had to attack him.
I don't know. There's a certain point where, I mean, there's being a jaded wrestling fan, but there's also like, I cannot imagine the casual wrestling fan getting on board with this.
Nope.
Because I mean, what if you watch any show and it's the same stuff week in and week out with little variation? I mean, how many times do shows get slammed for having Monster of the Week syndrome? We're having the same matches, guys, like week in and week out.
No one is going to casually sit down and watch a 3-hour program.
I tweeted earlier, I'm like, this is like some kind of strange experiment. What's going to last, or what's going to be the thing that the bottom falls out on? The fans, the ratings, or the talent themselves? And I don't know. There's going to be at some point where this bottoms out, and it could be the thing it could be the stumbling block that dilutes and kills WWE, because it really looks like, and obviously they have all this other stuff too, and I guess they're kind of diluting themselves if you're like, they have the network and everything. But I mean, that's more, you get to pick your own poison there, so I don't think that's such a big deal. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's going to end right for anybody.
But I mean, they have the formula. They know what the formula is. They do it on NXT.
Right.
Like the Finn Balor packages that they've been showing, they're 5 to 7 minutes long. They showed them for 3 weeks. Do that with a Sheamus. Do that with a Randy Orton. Do that with Roman Reigns. Do that with someone that will make me care about them again. Like, it's not difficult to do, because
I really think I really think between just producing that thing and whatever budget cuts they had to do, like, I think they're thin in general, plus the network, plus everything else. I think there's just it's a company that's stretched thin, and it's just gonna catch up with it. I really think so. We all said like what could catch up with WWE. I think catch WWE making a giant miss, and I don't see them doing it in the near future. But it's kind of like the conditions are accumulating, like for a tornado warning, But they're still a machine, and they're still good at what they do. So it's got to be a giant stumbling block for them to fall out of favor with their fans. And WWE Network could have been that. Thankfully, it didn't XFL. I think the WWE Network is doing fine and is doing great with content. People can waver one way or another about the quality of the new content coming out. But we're getting off on a non-Raw subject. On that point, Mad Mike, you're in Poughkeepsie, New York. You have a Twitter account at Mad Mike 4883 that people can yell at you at. You can yell at me at Sorgatron. I'm representing the 412 in the Pittsburgh, PA area here in the wonderful, beautiful, spacious with this crown on an owl. Mayhem Studios down here. You can check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Please subscribe to our shows. Follow us on the social media of your choice. There's probably some great discussion going on whatever you might pick. Just say hi to us, and we'll say hi back and tell you what we really think of John Cena.
And Sorg, we have another new show coming out
this week. Have a new show. Well, you guys started the Tough Enough wrap-ups, but you will also be doing the Total Divas.
Total Divas is coming back, y'all. It's gonna
go. There you go. So with that, thank you, everybody. This has been your Raw wrap-up. Check us out every week and subscribe to it on many platforms where there is audio. If you're missing us on your audio platform, let us know, and we'll see what we can do to figure out to get it out there. Coming soon, hopefully, to iHeartRadio, for instance. So we'll see you guys next week. And this is the wrap-up out as I go hit the button.